the right thing is say inca accreditation introductory letter na yedi ma obi an eno na o de kwa yedi ma accreditations. But yenyi na yewa ha say what test ye no the issues were back and forth. Ebi munya accreditations ni bi ebi nya 10 ebi the papers bi na ma omo. A lot of issues happened. From there, our leader from there started with the press conference. Say Nebeya over register the problems, and all the problems are were facing. The truth of the matter is that Yamu did not get accreditation we needed to get. I just saw you were saying that did not go through that near making.
The other day in the semester makes me actually be 185 sheets. So we call Tuesday to about Saturday we call Thursday. Your cancer na me friend me call campus. Call printing me letters ne dodoa. Me printing me no for you me printing 450 copies. Ana me getting a fin me inviting ko for be come. And almost started trek to be there. So it was Friday, sorry, no Wednesday until Friday na me say call. From me wait Thursday, Friday na me call. Ana o G ni nyina na o stamp bia so 111111. I want to tell my friend. That's why I'm saying that me not better than many meeting me and you be a bit me a call rounds. And I said, no good year. Regions in the Belgian district, party if one of the Amaya. Aha, or more a cancer 20. I don't know if Namimi case may be far from Obia, but one faff. A yina, mammy cards no. I know catcher say, Sawe now was stamposono. Now, our accreditation to the Panadia channel bar, more the letter now call the pooling center home. Or call the man, Nippon Bedget, now a mano, a tag nibi. Now they are tunicum, and I think that was the case. We call him a Biamakubi and no your accreditation tag or Mutimi a year or my command, the BAC.
Thank you, but me and
into saying a mention to Namensman Concoya Media. But I'm
saying that the requirements are yet bizarre from be the NewForce and what we provided. We were not supposed to go through that. We were supposed to go with one cover letter because now already we had submitted into Samumu Bebre Kaya. I sent you a list. Obi bisa me say, yes, no, it's more than number of pooling agents are me. But then I said that because we needed to run it by them, we needed to provide all the names. Send a beya about who in the constituency now. Now, later, we be young profona. Who metro said, "Yan running, you have to go back through the process to adapt into the first point of call with the problems now was from this, and it's not even us. From that time, from this sick out, Yepenian Kasa registered that with 2 different press conferences, just to let Ghanaians know the frustration we were going through in getting accreditation. Obi, send another press conference say when only pooling agents. I will explain what that meant. Maybe not Ashanti. Because Ashanti, I know what we can tell the people we provide. But some of the places, I remember recording an EC officer be around 2 a.m. on Friday, around 1 to 3 on Friday. Frustrations, you know. Maybe I will craze. Maybe I suffer. Your classic complaints in Nika 200. Who bet to me? Obi or what? Baby or one. Maybe I saw and Yamano here to provide Tanya. Menya. and the another or the Ninsambegunity. So we have places that our polling agents were not accredited. If your situation is peculiar, we are not. When Nana Kwame Bediako sorry Kasa, he doesn't talk for Ashanti. He doesn't talk for Accra. He talks about Ghana. Mr. I really want all of us to be able to appreciate.
Oh.
Me say you now you appreciate it. I don't know from a bigger picture point of view. Most of the polling agents now here presenting were not giving the accreditations. A BIMU were frustrated going back and forth into Obi Oba or Maninsaso even before the day. Accreditation, that is the first problem we encounter. Obi Oba. Bia, the person wants to share. Yes.
I'm saying.
Say it.
I was okay. When I got there in the morning and I presented the cover letter and the list that you sent to me, she saw it and was like, hey, hand me that. She even gave me a special
Obi, Ejusu for Yenu. Ejusu for Ejusu the 221 accreditations. Omo amfa letter kwam. Offenso North, Offenso South. Special voting done. Special voting was like 1 week and Sunday ever to about. Special voting done. Omunya accreditations in that day. Into me sending one now me sending here through a car to them. You're like, oh madam, even the whole that crumb. A bit more the issues were different. Like me and no friend, family friend no kind. So oh yeah, me the cover letter. Like I'm saying, the right procedure. And it's a cover letter was supposed to cover over 40,000 polling agents all over the country. That was the procedure. Then so we
also had a phone call from somebody telling me say, depending letter for so I'm assuming you be a friend and
oh, Obi catch it. I forgot to any Ashanti Obi until the panel fray. I know some people you are say on Friday na me waka. Around midnight, Nipanu Kodu Afe Onye Oye Sukra and say, oh, almost say, Omo dear, Omo wie. No, even Ashanti crown. Ashanti, one of the places I think Ashanti actually moment. Nipanu say, Omo wie, Omo accreditation nima asat November. Asat November, no nim campo say, Obi di Nana Kwame Bediako Oka presidential race. You remember? Obi so pacho. Obi baby kona mekan. Nipa no koye no. Yeah, okoye letters no over 200 by. Ya catch and so koye letter baku 200. Okoye letters over 200 ni bedroom hon. And na returning officer fufuro catch and say on onim kompo say Obi di Nana Kwame Bediako race ni ntim. So then the person called, and I remember the person called on one of the, it was not in Ashanti or before for region. So I spoke to the person. That was the time Nana was even doing the second press conference. Yes.
And quick say, on the yeah, then my shout out. Of course, here, Quaco Jim. I'm a customer for my 118. My back on the bar say. This is a complete letter. In the police station, we are the room. It's a friend, Madam Kate. I'm out Sunday. Scan cash out. The following day, no, the side of coin. I'm saying Sanko to BAD. I'm said the lap on the bar. And Sun, yes, I can bear 5:30 p.m. Tommy is a kind of pretty, never 5:30. And come my letter. Say the pan what the bar. na easy or in a side.
Maybe a catching from printing. And were frustrated. So what situation is different? So we are here. It doesn't mean so being on the simple. So make only anti-parts. They went through the same process. I remember time of my friend me to tell you this. But you be super done.
Yes. If you jack up, yeah. Yes, just like you plan for us. Me print our documents, our letterhead, me attach me agents, me they call EC director in the district. And also the number of the required number of accreditation card 88. That took place on Wednesday. Emma to require the career agents training, HMI. Reps, agents. So we pass through. Only that on the voting day in the morning, in some of the polling stations, almost the accreditation card in the choir, not almost person prevent home. So I was informed and I quickly went back to the director. And I mean inform no, still no. So me work on our audio added to our platform. They say you have been given that permission as NewForce. And to be on the accreditation, that baby, I am man of my own engineer. So we were successful.
Special voting, we were able to get all that things. I know my friend EC director, and I say, I'm and like you are saying, almost platform. No, I will be print one special voting. What happened?
Special voting here.
And Sana, Obi Society, one of the places, see that dancers come on and say, "New ready." I had to meet Frey EC director. No, it was Formna. Was it Formna or Print? One of them. Me Frey EC director. He was on the call, and of Frey Nipan cast on funny beam man. And son or mama so frustrations no na ye preventing. Normally it's supposed to be said at the district level. So we had to go through. So that you come on in yet. I want us to proceed. So near ye say ye who say no cre and for had issues, had challenges getting accreditation. It was not by NewForce. It was not an African, but it was the easy that frustrated the process. And Nana Kwame did 2 press conferences to counter it for people to know, say, there was preferential treatment at a point. Because, say, to be a presidential candidate, you pay 100,000, go through a certain procedures. Now I go through the now kasi yabe mawu pulling agents accreditation amma to me akwa represent wo here na sa frustrations now many and a bimu give it up at a point because of the frustrations. Yabe called the next day voting day proper. Meaning say ye nyina say ye disa common severally Ladies and common. Obi friend me one of the last days ebisa me say from Padaso say aden ena yes say Obi provide the aduane nani pakon provide yam picky vendor ewo Padaso obe provide aduane no. I am here say papa not in and I'm sure some move be at least move be Nana Kwame Bedi akon and she say all the 2 are praying say your polling agents na you be feed you 2 times in a day 2 times nature say anopa kokobi obi snacks depending on the our constituency obeye no na area yama your agents ni heavy meal now Papa yi ɔte he ya ɔsɔre yɛ ɔno ɔna the CEO for Mansell Catering adena Mansell Catering mesremo me pese obi anya so na yenti nkyerɛkyerɛmu na se yi nti bibia se a again obetumi abisa Mansell Catering came at a point na Kwame bedi akode anie na opene say every constituency leader will be given their feeding fee ama omo no ene wo ho ebi mo some of and they will be sending voice message be to insult us say at the point here requesting you could say invoices right. Yes, some of the constituencies out of Kumasi inner city you requested some invoices na yeah approve. Look, we don't work for ourselves. You need for Intin ansa de ebeka say ye approve ebia 1 CD for Papeno. There should be a justification anamewa. So enkrofoni bi mu out of Kumasi and I say constituencies out of Ashanti ye requesting invoices so that at least you know how much aduane and then those people involved, I give you how much per person. Now, so yeah, so that's what happened. But Kumasi, not Ashanti, inner city issue no you're different. Why? At a point. Obi opted say because of my affiliation with some of the some few constituencies, Obi say Obi Benwa special meal. The key word is special meal for agents within inner city. You can't inner city Kumasi. Constituencies within Kumasi. Now constituencies within Kumasi. Ye was Subin, ye was Squat, ye were Dusu, ye watch Mapama, ye were Messia, North, South, ye were Tafo, ye was Swami, ye were Bant, Quadaso, Bantma, a year, in Shires, of Mamma, our Boswami, my boss. It was 11. For it, I'm sorry, 13. Then which one is the last one? Aswase. Sa constituencies Kakrano. The idea was said, yeah, Ediane Sunku Amaom. Na Yache Amaom. The main reason, so they say, Sadam Ediane Niche would have been a problem. Meaning say bebre na at a point now my friend my phone was not even going through. Ebimu was going through, but at a point I was not even picking. Say ya ka say yeah betite aduane to sa 13 constituencies here. We saw say it would be so much of a problem. So again we went against Yepenyi request. His request was that constituency leaders are given the amount, the number of people that they have. Into Samukaya, in the middle of Friday, Ella, enemy, the preference for accreditations do send wenya. Accreditations do send wenya because of the stress and the frustrations our people were going through in getting accreditation. So then what we agreed, yeah, factor in when accreditation because say national voting and to say who need accreditation to me could now no. If you don't have the required accreditation, who to me bang any national voting and to say it's a bit one thing that we should all note is that some of our people were given accreditations, but young people were not allowed to take part. We know that. People were not allowed to take part. And one thing I will be the pay sheet because your mouth authorization say Ube to me, I a polling agent at that particular polling station, your mouth access to sign, to be at counting or anything. So, Nana Kwame Bedi Akundi and Yotina say, who say no never one say. Yama leaders no. Per the number of accreditations no, that means to say, and for do say na yenim say. Say emfa ni set afo say we nipa ebia 10 yenim say nipa 10 na omunya the lines is some between me. So we plan with those people. However, say within the day maybe an opano ukona say utuminya accreditation no ni nyina emfa say bi atafo wo hia 20 and at the point you be munya bi anameboa at the point you be munya accreditation ni bi and ye ka say bi saada no ba no wenye bi. Yes or no? Some of us were given a bit of the accreditation to be given some later. So what we all said was say, when that day need to say when you the excess now, just inform and then we work with the extra number on your feeding. Kumasi inner cities own became different when a third party came in say, Obepe say yen feeding some of these constituencies special meal. Then came Mansell Cage. I want you people to understand today, say, inner city issue was one main thing that Nana was against. Because he felt that the total number for the inner city was 2,220. And he felt, say, providing food for that number, but then the caterer assured, say he could provide the quantum. And also my another option say he's been given another means even to polling stations, not even to one point. But I noticed that on the day we even drove here to come and pick them. There was a provision made, not to me, but to the caterer, to provide the food, to drive, to say, Joshua, constituency, what we provided. I'm envious. So that is why we called him into the meeting. And Momo Bebre saw the piece. I think that person is the main.
Before you proceed, but why one caterer?
One person, that caterer was the one to provide meal for inner city. Some constituencies and say Bedia to Muse, money was sent to them to provide food for their people. Now, on the 7th, we are 1 o'clock we say bed. Near Mamo, planet drink, she says in a pan. Yeninano. Na Yeninano, na I don't know. We were short. Look, it was not. I want to assure you people, say that was not Nane's plan. No. In fact, Yakacha and the caterer said that morning, Obama yesobolo, like fresh food, like. But unfortunately, we didn't get it. So that is our biggest problem on the 7th. Nana Kwame Bediako, I know, say, Yamu Bebre have ridiculed him behind the scene. not behind the scene, because now it's not even behind it, it's been open. But team members, I want to assure you that that was not his plan. On the contrary, inner city baby of Frina and Kumasi, Yediane was going to be talk of the town because of the third body that was even involved. But Sisa, you all were witnesses when we came that day, because that was not what we expected. Now, we couldn't see, say, in fact, I want to be very sincere with you. Many suffer akasa severally, but not me. We could not sit and look at leaders taking bread. And you know the interesting thing? First, no be transcending. I don't know where the person placed the thing. Now, I want enough food. Then he found this is the healthy breakfast. Look, everything that happened in it, he knows. And there's no so on the day, what we leaders could do was to improvise. We only improvised. It was already 1 o'clock. Now before we're expecting say, oh, and your breakfast maybe like we were going to get food. Now you buy near your planet Nepal. So we had to improvise. And no, some few constituencies, 1,000 cities to be able to at least and you can provide some within that short time, because not time. And people, the cause of a DNA nedos on record with those that constituencies are yet to me Sunday.
We cannot accept it.
And some of the constituencies near 1,000 to be able to make something within that short time. That day, Semukaya. That day, before Semini Boogie Befi has said, what we said was that, look, let's not accept any meal from the caterer. Why you were there? Yeah. I gathered all of, and I'm going to say, look, so that we can be able to say, where we are standing, say, Bibi or I bet if my baby a planet drink and bread. But then it was around 6. It was around 6 to be very late, but Linda, and they frame me to make me know, say, because me, I felt from the place when we were leaving, then we had ended it.
That's what we told the woman to start.
Yes. You were all there. We can say, look.
That time,
as at that time, so then what we were like, I feel the man one more. I'm on coffee the time, because the food, the rice, this was supposed to be lunch. Now, the small chops would have been breakfast. So, but what you saying? That was, but maybe free or no, in our mind, no, yeah, and himself, we had abrogated the contract until Shumi and the mommy who said, yeah, take the mom, your mom 91. Now I'll tell you why your mom 91. Because as I said it some few minutes ago, say, on Friday, your friend will move and we were getting number of accreditations to provide me. When the lady called me, oh, they are promo 91. Oh, then a minute, time, and then they were like, yeah, why? And it was like, yes, yeah, only rice. So,
I saw the food is ready when we were at the police center. So where are we going to find the police agents to supply them that food?
Now, total amount of
drinks in it. Did you take records of it? Quantity.
they gave me.
Because if the drinks at least you can say a charm at 13 people 30 constituencies now. You say good number of people because I quite remember that when people were living the amount for society was to call. It be so any
drinks in a buyer. Drinks in the canal so ina edison Kumasino. Can so clear. And now a bin so buy no. A bin class at the before free hokoi. Because so buyer who said Janine you're ready no. And almost a cock. Such as say. Indeed, a maca crabin a car will be so okay. Now, Mom D a before society class stone can and so more and some members.
Madam Kate, Chairman, Cocotina Family. Now, Ubians said in Franco. That year I was there.
Yes.
Even made your crown packet one. Nanka made me 185, no, but me 130. 130 na Opon. No, Oba, where Yabim. No, Sakama, I say, yeah,
Musa,
when I'm going, I'm just going to drink it. I'm just a media. I say, hey, I'm on from the members of the
records. Should be any drinks, any bread, 64. Rice, 90.
Hey.
Aswa, enya 100 drinks, 10 pieces of bread, no rice. Ahujonya drinks, 112. Bread, 10 pieces, rice, 120. Achuma Kwama, no rice. Bread, 13. They were given 13 pieces of bread. And then they were given 200 cedis to get some of the drinks. No, they were given 200 cedis. The caterer, caterer gave them 200 cedis cash, yes.
No, or Sunday.
Or Sunday, okay. Until your mom 200 cedis. Father, so no drinks, no bread, no rice. Oforikom, no drinks, no bread, no rice.
Quadasu, they sent 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes, but we didn't get this.
Exactly, they sent 1,000.
Sent them money.
Yes.
I'm not even aware of this.
Yeah, Father.
Myself.
I told you on that day.
Say you were giving thousands.
Yes.
I called you.
Really? Then
Was
you
it? You were with Chama and I told you on that phone.
You sent them thousands.
I know.
You were there around
130. Right, I'll explain.
So from there we couldn't question her anymore because if 2 hours before that time,
130.
You are there around 1:30, and if 2 hours before 1:30, that is when the money has come. Then according to her, I'm coming, please. I'm coming. Let me land. I am presenting from the woman's case so that our leaders will cause us to understand. According to the woman, if it is 2 hours before now that I had the money, I borrow her words. I'm not a magician to provide any food that will get you already made food. Because you can already made food. That's in this Jumbo Planet is already made, right? Unlike the natural drinks now one what's a weekend. So according to the woman, from her I couldn't answer. I will question her anymore because if it is 2 hours before time that the money is coming, according to her, she's not a magician to provide us any other thing. So that is one thing I don't really understand from that day after.
2 hours later. And then Ashanti had no bread. They had 64 drinks, and then they had 215 plates of rice. Otafo had no drinks.
Madam Masenka, Oma Ketra,
Meba.
and some of a question.
Meba. Match I will explain to you. Ashanti, this is the information This is the information Oga gave me. He said they had 64 drinks and then 215 pieces of rice. And the caterer even said yes. The caterer said you had 216, but Oga says it was 215. Yes, sir. So Swame had 64 drinks of rice and then 64 drinks and 220 plates of rice. Mensiano and South, no food, no drink. The day now I was confronting the caterer. She even made a statement, and I know say the brain I know say I was kind of what is now. Meaning, I'm bet to me attesting. As at the time on Friday, now you're free to confirm accreditations and more. Minimum you're from late into the night around even 12 midnight. As at that time, now we were putting, because of accreditation issues, the number of people we presented were the people we had as pooling agents. And yeah, accreditation at a point. Later, you see the number of accreditations and I said this earlier on here. It went as a Friday late into the night around even 2 a.m. when I was living in France. Just a minute. I said there is a third force. Nunti and a caterer crab because Nana Mame there. None the idea and say Yemfa, please 1 meeting. Yemfa feeding Emma constituency leaders, no providers here. But this caterer bit came because of a third force that came to shoulder some 7 constituencies within Kumasi. You know that. I won't mention that. But the caterer came because of the third force. That's Pamutomu Namata. Do you understand to that point?
The third force no free.
I won't mention the name. I won't mention the name. But the third force came to shoulder 7 constituencies. 7 out of 40. And Nana Kwame Bediakun's intention has been from day one. Give feeding. Earlier on, he was even like, we should give feeding to the people to, like, for music and show music. Then, we thought of pooling station, if I'm putting out, maybe I want to mean PM free one for So then, he came with the idea, say, young farmer leaders. But because of the 7 constituencies now, came with the caterer. That's how come. Now, this force with the caterer here, Mansell Catering, let's not Mansell Catering, made us know that they could provide us the meals we have. Yeah, can two meals with not breakfast, but small chops in the morning and a heavy lunch. That was the idea. Now, as at 6, even midnight, when we were getting budget, I was in touch with him. And even before then, he made me know, say, he's even pre-financed. See, we sent the caterer money as at 9 a.m. when I got here. When Boogie and I were moving, the caterer was giving 30,000. It was God. If you had given the caterer all the 62,000, I'm sure saying Kenya, we wouldn't have been able to even get some to give to the constituencies that were far. But the reason was because even as at midnight on Friday, the caterer made us know, say, we are in business, and because we are already in business, and this third force which you want to do, so he's even pre-financed. Washa see. But what is 9 a.m. I am made a request about. I've given you this much. I can't provide the services. Police in so sure. But you took my money. And then I asked, are we on course? Yes, food will be provided for the people. As we agreed. Even if something had changed, I think sir, we should have because of time. Inti ebiayen to me provide small chops as we said. Inti say ni ebe improvise. Yene mu nyina communicate. So then fast I come so near ya kan ya na asesa meal ni say police intimidation anameboa. The caterer was not giving money 2 hours to 1. 2 hours to 1 p.m. is what?
11. She was impacted when I went there. Okay, said 10. Okay, said 10. 1. Okay, said 10. I'm
10:30. Yes. And she even added. I'm sorry. I'm quoting her. She even added.
No, you are talking about she.
I'm quoting the woman. I'm quoting the woman. She even added that even that around 10:45 about that the money hit the account was a half payment. She made mention of that.
I am saying that it was God, because if you had given them 65,000, I'm not sure in Kenya, Sikedi sent it to some of them. It was. I don't know, but that when the accountant called that we are coming to send, I was like, send her. Send her.
Giving contract to one caterer is a very
big mistake that you did.
The reason is because I'm saying that the reason is because there was a third force. Look, you and I, all of us here, you attest to the fact, say, look, from start to finish of Nana Kwame Bediaku's campaign, going back and forth has been him. He has never gotten a supporter from anywhere. But some 9 minutes for us to end it, then a kind-hearted person came along, said, some few constituencies, in fact, he gave a number. The number now, no, so a person feed you more from one. I know, say, some people in some of the diaspora, some of the body, some people even thought of supporting some of the constituencies with food. I know, I heard all those ones. As to how it went, I don't know. But this person contacted our boss and said, look, we know how far you've come. We want to support with food for 1,500 people. 1,500 people. And this is the number of, in fact, the caterer was like, then the third force said, of person 1 meal. But again, Nana Kwame Bediaku was like, no, 1 meal. And Opana Nipani before. to at least 2 square meal is fine. So we had to go by that. So we started with pricing, and then we got to where we got to. Now, that third force, through our caterer, said he was going to supply fuel, the caterer, right, to be able to dispatch the food to different pooling stations. And look at he was, because now I did not tell. Now what would you do? Won't mean nothing, so you had to drive here. Per that, I'm coming, let me finish. Per that, the good bit of the food will be given to our people at the comfort of their pooling stations. So instead of 1,500, we added inner city, so that at least supplying food to inner city would have been taken care of. So then the rest of the people that Nana Kwame Bediako was feeding was added to it. The caterer within inner city. Let's make the question short. The place is getting dark. Sure. Yes, sir.
NewForce. And for sure, first of all, national Moka, because of the Moka will be said, Yaba Yakabian Yasen. Dada region in a quiet meeting after a Momako police station, the date burning at the coy. Yamana Twaba. Accreditation is by how many days and Sunday and Saka before I ever to go to police station as I can. Yeah, and at the enemy accreditation, region Biana on will be any said. A accreditation at the quiet police agent. A forms, your fellow car. People never out perform not what you people, the people not say. Form not by your accreditation at the amount. Because first, police agents are required accreditation. Maybe me form the coin I'm watching the me form yet be bound apply to me. Simple despite before I'm required, Mukwa organize them, to me in the choir, Munimo, form them on the back up. But I don't say original Nankasana, I'm why no, because this was in Ama, and you man cut a short Ama and a massive problem we are banning. That valid that you ever champion got to about. Yeah, constituency and I do bear 10 to 11 to 12. I think I'm not, you have free amount for form. Because Kenya, I did it before week. And Sapa and Kaya got to a banner.
Per easy rules I were given. Accreditation was not even a people was said. They come to the polling station at Daniel to get accreditation.
Make us accreditation.
Accreditation, no. Any tag will come what you say. We party agent. I will bet you me did.
It's not true.
Me pacho.
I have been trying.
When I can
excuse me. My mom is also sad, but you are not. Let me make my submission. It's okay. Submission. What I want to add is that. Excuse me. It looks as if. Excuse me. It looks as if we are all coming from the inner cities, which is not the case. We have, excuse me to say, it's the inner city feeding issue. You know? I'm saying I'm spending much time on that. Meanwhile, feeding is a general issue. I'm coming from an outer city.
Let's go.
I know that.
Let's move on.
Good. So let's move on and discuss feeding in a general term. Because some of us, we are not within the inner city, and the other aspect of sending an amount to the other constituencies, my constituency, they didn't get that. So we are spending so much time discussing the inner city. I'm coming from the outer city. So, yes, you see.
It's okay, thank you. You are
and we have issues that.
So let's finish, please. Thank you.
We have issues.
The message is and for Swanaba, Yampire, when I watch you, say you Kuma. Yampire, watch you, and you inquire the first one, the next time, maybe I'll be signed.
So we needed to get an understanding. On record, I was saying that feeding on the day, even as we couldn't cover all the constituencies, 84,609. Mr. Remo, 84,609. That was what was spent on feeding. Even with those we couldn't get to. I would want us to proceed to pooling agents and all the issues around pooling agents.
Honestly, first and foremost, I want to apologize. Misorganization, politics, but I wish I made the door. Mistake by part. I said, I brought me but Sebi, the president and an aquam video. Anything from the classroom. I'm so sorry. Me and church should be a fault. Of function. It means see beyond that. Just say, I wish I can correct the wrongs. But one day, maybe in the time of the future, it will happen. I'm sure everybody knows her house.
Yes.